Sunnahfollowers, protectors of the Sunnah, Sunnahfollowers, protectors of the Sunnah.
Ina alhamdulillah, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. Welcome to another session of Sunnahfollowers Hadith class. And this is the 200 Hadiths for Muslim women's class, taken from the book compiled by Muhammad Saeed Atli. These are all Hadiths addressing women's issues in Islam. And with that said, let's put the Hadith for discussion today up on the screen for review. And it is an authentic hadith, of course. It's from the source here, and this source is Dawud, but you can also find this hadith in Sahih Muslim. And it's a hadith that the women, Muslim women today, really need to be reminded of. And it's narrated by the Prophet's wife, Aisha. And what happened was some women from Syria came to visit Aisha. This was after Islam had spread throughout Arabia into the Roman territories. Syria was part of Mesopotamia. This was part of the Roman territories. And that's why the Syrian people, the Syrian Muslims don't look like, the Syrian Arabs don't look like the Arabs from Saudi Arabia. The Syrian Arabs are lighter in color, paler in color, with different colored eyes, because they were originally the Roman people, okay? But anyway, when Islam spread it throughout Arabia to Syria, the Syrians converted to Islam. And that's how they became part of the Arabic world now. And after they had converted, some women, a group of women had came to meet. They wanted to talk with Aisha, to meet with the Prophet's wife, to ask her questions about Islam and such. Oh, that cat. Karen, stop it. Okay. And so they came to visit Aisha. And when they came knocking at her door, she asked them, where are you women from? Because they were dressed differently. You know, the Syrian women, you know, they were Romans and they were new to Islam, you know, so they were dressed differently than the Arabs, you know. And so Aisha looked at them. She said, where are you from? They said, we're the people of Syria. We're from Syria. We just embraced Islam. And she said, you mean to tell me you are from the place where the women enter hot baths to take a bath? Because the Romans had public baths. Everybody would go to the public bath to wash and bathe themselves. So when they said they were from Syria, Aisha said, oh, so you women are from where the people they all go together to a public bath to bathe? And then the women said, yes. And then Aisha said, well, let me tell you guys something. She said, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if a woman takes off her clothes in any place other than her home, she tears down the screen between her and Allah. Okay. So in other words, she let these women know that where you come from, there are things that women do that you can't do now that you're a Muslim. And one of those is the public baths. If you have to take a bath, you take a bath at home. You don't go out in the public and take off your clothing and bathe with a bunch of other women. You have to bathe alone in your home, you know, because whenever a woman takes off her clothing, she tears down the screen between her and Allah. And also in this hadith, which we'll probably go over tomorrow, there's a second part where she also told the women, what is this clothing you have on? Because they were dressed in see-through clothing. And that's when she said, oh, no woman, you women cannot enter my house until you remove those hijabs and put on some real hijabs, because Muslim women cannot wear see-through clothing either. Okay. Karen, what is this cat's problem? Karen, get up here. Okay. So she told them, you have to remove your see-through hijabs and put on some real hijabs. She told them, where you come from, there were things that women do. There are things that women do that now that you're Muslim, you cannot do. And one of them is you cannot undress in any home other than your own, you know. So what do you guys think of this hadith?
SubhanAllah, SubhanAllah. It's a good hadith. And it reminds me when I first became a Muslim back in the 80s, I loved to swim. And Ocean City was a favorite place that I like to go to, but I didn't go there as a non-Muslim. I went there as a Muslim, and I actually made myself a swimsuit as a jumpsuit, and it was way below my feet. It was lots of material. I had a headdress to match it. I got in the water, and when I got in the water, the waves picked me up, and all you could see was a big balloon hanging in the water, and the water was killing me. It kept bringing me back up to where the sand was. It hurt so bad. The children was bringing to me the little tire thing that I had to get myself on and slide back. Every time I tried to get in the water, it would push me back. I actually walked from the water back to the dock or whatever, the boardwalk, got a pair of scissors and cut those things off because I was going to drown in that water. And the person that was with me said, Anissa, you look like a big giant balloon that just flew out of the air, and I did. So it was like, I didn't even know. It was just didn't hit me. The reality was I needed to swim. So I made myself a suit out of swimsuit. The colors was orange and green. I mean, really, really bright colors. So when I thought about it, and once I learned, you don't go swimming as a Muslim, because how are you going to change your clothes and all this stuff? I walked around all day with sand on and in the sun, and I didn't even think about it. And about 2-3 days ago, when the holiday came, the same person that went with me as a non-Muslim to the beach called and says, Anissa, what are you doing? How about going to the beach? I says, no, I don't drive to the beach anymore. I don't even think about the beach anymore because I got to watch all the naked bodies. It's like a realization had to come over me. Although I was covered, I still was out in the midst of the people who was just barely clothed, So that reminded me, this hadith reminded me of that. And I have no desire at all to go to a beach. I love the water still, but I don't have a desire. And I thank Allah, I had my own in-ground swimming pool when we were in New York for 6 years. I could swim all by myself in my very own pool. So I got my share of being in the water here on earth until I get to paradise again.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, Sister Isra, she said this is a very good reminder, and one of the reasons why she does her exercises at home. She doesn't bother going swimming because in the end, those clothes we are wearing stick to your skin and shows your shape anyway. Exactly. I don't go swimming either. I don't even care about swimming. I mean, I like to be around water, to see water, but I don't care about getting in it. I love the mountains more than a beach anyway. But mashallah. And exactly, guys. And there's a lot of Muslim women like Anissa and Isra say who are so into this going swimming and going to work out, and they quick to take off their clothes and get in the shower. You can go work out, but in a women's place, but then you go home and do your shower. You don't have to shower there. You go home and take a shower. Where I live at, I haven't been there yet, but we have as part of my amenities of living in this apartment, I have a gym that I can go to anytime I want to. If I went to work out in the gym, I wouldn't be going into the sauna. I'll be coming home, taking my shower and stuff, and I'm gonna have to get over there. Maybe I'll go to bed. Yeah.
Does your place have a private sauna? Because I lived in an apartment. Yeah. It had just the one. I used to go to that sauna. I had a one-piece jumpsuit that I wore, completely dressed, and I'd go in there and just sweat it out and come on back to my apartment and take a shower.
Yeah, now that's lawful because it is your home. But I'm not even going to do that. I got to think about germs, especially with COVID.
Yeah.
But but if you live in, that's what I was going to say. If you live in an apartment complex like I live in, and you do have your own private gym, they have their own sauna, whirlpool and stuff, that's part of your home. So you can do that as a Muslim woman, but make sure that you're alone doing that. That you're not in there with other women.
Only one person could go at a time. That's how it was set up.
I haven't even
I want to mention
Yeah.
About 4 years ago, my insurance gave us a silver card to go to the YMCA, which is a place that you go, you know, they have a place you can walk. They got a swimming pool. They got gym equipment. And I actually tried to take advantage of that. I walked in one day, midday, in between my job while I was working. I went in and walked around the indoor, what do you call? No, indoor track. And I decided, well, let me check out the pool area. As soon as I opened up the door to go into the pool, there was this white woman coming toward me, buck naked, skinny old white lady. And I almost vomited. It was so nauseating. I'm going, what in the world? And I said, I'll never come back here again because I don't want to see that. But it was like, you got to watch these places too. Because
Yes.
there's a lot of white folks, they're in there. They don't care what they're doing. They
Yeah,
really
but
don't. They take showers.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what Aisha was telling these sisters here who were from the Roman Empire. You know, because the Romans they were the ones that they loved their public baths. I mean, the women would bathe with the women, the men with the men, but still it was public. And that's what she had to let these women know. You know, we don't unveil and get naked, you know, around other people, not even other women like that. You know, you do that at home. And she got on them about the way they were dressed, because the Romans wore beautiful sheer see-through clothing, just like the Muslim women are wearing today. Those sheer see-through hijabs, they're not really covering you. They're not covering. You can see through them and see your hair and stuff, and you're not covered, just like the clothing. You're going to wear a see-through dress, you're still naked. That's that hadith. Women that are dressed but still naked. We have to be careful of that. Anyone else would like to share? Okay, mashallah, it's a wonderful hadith, and we discussed this hadith in a previous class. Let me put it on the screen again. Some women from Syria came to visit with Aisha, and she asked where they were from, and when they told her Syria, she said, you come from a people where the women enter hot baths, public baths for bathing. She said, I heard the prophet say, if a woman takes her clothes off in any place other than her home, she tears down the screen between herself and Allah. So again, this is something that we Muslim women need to consider. Now, again, if it's part of your apartment complex or something, that is your home. But even then, you want to make sure you're not around other women. But for those women who just like to go work out at the gym and all that, then afterwards they go and get in the public showers. You need to think about this hadith. Save your shower for when you get home. Because anytime you strip off your clothes and get naked in the public, you're cutting down that screen between you between you and Allah. Okay, we're going to close this out, and I want to thank everybody for joining and participating. Please make sure that you guys join the Islam for Kids. The Islam for Kids class will be starting up at 2 p.m., which is an hour from now. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Thanks, Anisa.